Hey, welcome back to the Metroball Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It is currently Tuesday, February the 13th, and we're playing the casual lobby of Kentucky.net. We're actually playing Kabonesa in a deck that I built like an hour ago. Last hour, basically. It's super interesting. We'll talk about it in a second. It's not optimized. This is actually the second game. The first game, their opponent disconnected. Fight. Best of luck. Have fun. And this is a weird deck. His hand is actually pretty good in almost any other matchup besides the matchup that's almost definitely running Brian Stinson. And we want to open up with some money when we're playing against Building a Better World. So we're going to mulligan for money. We didn't find it. This hand is a lot worse, but maybe the Diesel finds us something good. So Kabonesa, new Shaper, just came out a couple weeks ago, and she can tutor things. She can pull things out of her deck at instant speed, which has some value for sure. But then I realized, because I saw a deck list online, and some of my friends were talking about it, that she has a really cool synergy with a card called Origami. She is the only runner in the game that by turn 1, if you spend 6 credits, so you click for 1 credit and then spend the rest 3 clicks, can have a hand size of 14, which is maybe a big deal when there's cards like Game Day. Now, I thought there's a couple ways to build a deck that is a big hand size Shaper. One of the ways is Savernia Stim Implants, which is something we've done with Shaper before. Now, this is definitely different. I'm not convinced it's specifically the better version of this, but it is cool. It's definitely cool, and I want to see how this goes. We're not going that way. We're going the Spy Camera route. It's actually very similar if you played Netrunner back in 2016, the summer of 2016. All the craze was a deck called... It was called, what do we want to install here? We don't need the bookmark. Bookmark's not bad, but, yeah, we'll install the bookmark, I think. It's called Spy Camera Haley. And the idea with Spy Camera Haley is that you could install a bunch of spy cameras really quickly from your hand. Spy Camera being this card that you see at the top of R&D. And you can install them really quickly with a card called Bazaar and a card called Replicator. Now, either fortunately or unfortunately, that card rotated. Replicator no longer exists, so that's not possible. But Bazaar still exists, and Bazaar is limiting you to install all the same copies of one piece of hardware from your hand for 1 click, but they have to be in your grip all at once. Now, with a hand size of 14, that's actually possible, and I think we can get a lot of value installing like maybe 4 or 5 spy cameras for a single click, and maybe that's the beginning of a deck. I don't know. We're going to find out. Now, again, it's very hard for us to contest Brian Stinson. That was a bad draw. That's an expensive card. So I think we're actually going to go ahead and do our thing here where we start pulling out. No, we probably draw once more. That's not great, but this is slow. It'll set up. Basically, it's like clicking for a credit. This is not a great start. In the last game we played that they disconnected, we got a really, really quick start. And we can actually maybe contest that. We can run. I think if they're playing that... Oh, it's a hostile takeover. Cool, we have B.A.B.W. I'm pretty sure that they might be playing economic warfare, so running is really scary for things like hard-hitting news, for things like C-Source. So we're not going to run until we really need to. And we also have to respect Brian Stinson, so we're going to play a bit conservatively. And this deck has an absurd amount of money, but only once it's set up. So I think we actually might just want to set up and risk the Brian Stinson here, because otherwise it's going to take us way too long. So check this out. Use Kabonesa for SMC. Get a credit here. Fire SMC to get an Origami, get a credit here. We can do that a couple more times. SMC, use the SMC, Origami. Okay, use it for an SMC for an Origami. And you can do that turn 1, and you can have 14 hand size. Now, we are weak to Brian Stinson, so we're actually going to go ahead and pop that Technical Writer just to get the 9 credits off of it. Ideally, we opened up with a bit more money, a Sure Gamble, a Tech Trader. There's a lot of ways to get a lot more money out of that. And it looks like if they're scoring 1-pointers, that could just be any Wayland deck. We now have to respect Archer and Tithonium, but it also could mean they're on C-Source Exchange of Information, which is scary because we need more money than them. So let's draw our whole deck, huh? Or at least a lot of it. So we're going to go host some cards on here. It's scary because of best defense, so let's host things on here that are not the most important. We, in theory, do have Dummy Box to protect us from best defense because we're really weak to it, but we're not going to worry about that now because we got to set up. And for clicks 2 and 3, we'll draw 13 cards. And now it's actually really hard to see our hand, which is unfortunate. But we do have our Tech Writers, which is really good. We do have a Tech Trader, which gives us a lot of value. We have a Sure Gamble, which is probably what we're going to play here. And we have a Bazaar, so we can install a bunch of hardware all for 1 click. Now, unfortunately, we did install 2 spy cameras, so we don't get that much value out of it. But we're now going to be able to see the top of R&D and hopefully make money doing it. And they're not actually pushing agendas, which is kind of interesting. So we can go slow or we can go quickly. I think we'll actually maybe go a bit slow here. We don't have that many good installs. We want to empty as much as our hands so we can game day a second time. So let's just dump all this stuff out. Next turn we can diesel and hopefully install multiple spy cameras or multiple pieces of hardware. We're just going to try and keep our credits up. Once you have multiple tech traders, every basically card that has a trash on it that we can fire at instant speed is basically like having 1 to 3 credits. So while we have 15 and they have 22, I think there's actually a big chance that we can contest this. What's the chance that we can contest this? Let's think. So they have to res their ice. We have the Maven in hand. If we install the Maven, we have to install it onto our net chip, which is in here. Actually, we can't even do that. We need 2 net chips, which is unfortunate. So this is likely going to go through, which is a problem because they're on 4 points. We can always pop this to look at the top of their deck for 1 credit, but there's not that much value in doing that. We want to get into here. We can also just face check and hope they res their stuff. Worst case is an archer, and then they wreck our origamis. If that is the case, we can throw out programs from hands and install the bookmark first. So I guess we'll actually trash this. Ooh. But then if we have to trash these breakers. Let's go find out if the archer has. This is high risk. We do have a lot of credits. Ideally, we want a self-modifying code out here. Oh, okay, cool. So they spent a lot of money on that, and we lose 3. That's not that bad. Now, that's going to be an issue. We can always cyber cipher this remote. We can pull out a self-modifying code and a cyber cipher. We're short on MU. That's the problem. We need multiple net chips out, which we can install a lot of them for 1 click, so it's not that difficult. But we definitely can get through there with cyber cipher as long as this doesn't end the run, which is actually very likely to end the run. I don't know. The chance of this being a barrier is higher than anything else. We could do cyber cipher, install chameleon from deck, run. That's not that bad. I think let's try that. So put this on server 1. We'll use Kabonesa's ability because it's cool to put chameleon onto, MU. Oh, that sucks. Never mind. Barrier. Are we going to trash one of these origamis? I think we're going to have to. I think we can't be greedy here. And we'll go. We are really weak to a lot of stuff. Luckily, we do have the bad pub that makes this more palatable. And hopefully we just don't hit a sentry. Now, we're really weak to hard-hitting news, to C-source a lot of things. We can pop these to get 3 more credits, which means we can generally clear the hard-hitting news tag. Actually, I think we're 1 credit short of that if they hit us with a best fence. That's a bulwark. All right, so the runner trashes 1 program, the corp gains 2, and the run. So they're going to get 2 credits from this. We don't have an installed AI, so they're not going to get money, but we can't break this. This is actually a very hard piece of ice to get through. I think our deck might be impossible to get through this. Luckily, they only have 8 credits, so we're going to trash something. I think we're actually just going to trash the chameleon. That's the bad thing about this ice is that it says the runner trashes, which means it's our choice, so we're going to pick the best one. Our hand size is still 9. It's not ideal, but at least we have options here. Actually, no, it'd be better to trash this. Oh, actually, yeah, because we're not going to run this again. Excuse me. We trashed the wrong thing. Now they just have the jam of food behind here, and I think we lose. Let's see what's on top. Standoff. Technically agenda, that might mean they're on Hunter Seeker. That also might mean they're on Archer and everything else that we thought they were on. So let's get some more spy cameras down and get some more value. And that's really good. They also didn't punish us. They didn't play some sort of punishment card in terms of like tagging. So we put down our Bazaar and now our deck does what it does. So for 1 click, we can install our spy cameras, which gives us mad value with our technical writers as well as our tech traders. And we know they're drawing a standoff. If they install advance in here, it might not even be game. It might be something else. Looks like it is a standoff. There's actually things we could afford to trash. I think we can actually afford to trash this Bazaar. Let's see what they trash. Oh, nothing. Okay, so we stopped them from getting the credits. That's pretty okay. So let's look at the top. There's a chance we can install this to find another tech trader, but our money is better than theirs, so I think we're okay. And so Brian Stinson on top, so we know we have to play around that. So now Archer is almost definitely around, and that's going to be a huge issue. We just have almost no way to get this to high enough strength. If we play this, we draw 4. We can make it draw more, though. We really can. So we install that. This draws 3. I think we actually just want to host all of these onto this. And then game day up, probably. And that draws us a fresh 9. So we have the final game day. Again, we want to levy probably earlier than we'd like to, just so that we can get the last origami back. Again, we can just tutor a self-modifying code out at any point in time as long as we have enough MU. We have enough MU now. We have 2 net chips, so things might be okay. And that is probably a Brian Stinson. I'm assuming it's a Stinson, so we don't have to go for that. So we'll install our tech trader first before we look at the top. It's a green level clearance. Okay, so they're going to break our R&D lock relatively quickly. From here, what do we want to do? This card is useless. This card has value with Brian Stinson. They might forget, but I think we're just going to play above Brian Stinson as much as possible. Only 2 cards on HQ. Yeah, we want to overinstall on this thing. 3 cards left in our deck, and we actually should know what those are. We should know what those are. It's a tech writer. Or a tech trader, excuse me. I think another net chip. Regardless, let's just install everything so that we can get ready to levy. Yeah. So we're going to add all hosted cards to hand. We still have a lot of clicks to deal with this, so we want to install as much as we can before we levy. Oh, we trashed our Bazaar. Oops. Excuse me. Credit counter, sorry. That's totally not right. We need to get our Bazaar down again. So we want to get our Bazaar down. Then we can install all of these. Or by all is 2. There's another one in the deck. That's good enough. We don't actually need to put our Maven on here before we levy. It's not technically necessary. We want to pop these before we levy. We are weak to best defense, but we largely know what they draw, so we can kind of see it coming. Again, they're going to mass draw here, so it's not entirely true. We also have to throw out 2 cards. I think we just want to put this down and then toss out some stuff. We want to keep a game day on there, so after we levy, we have a way to burst up. We also can keep our breakers on there, but we don't need one of these. And we don't want to draw Councilman, so we might install that before we levy. So they green leveled, they beanstalked, and they drew once. So we also want to use all our cameras before we levy. There's an Atlas on the top, so we kind of want to get that. Now, if they hit any of this stuff with Archer, it's not that bad because we're just going to levy right now. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 installed programs. Yeah, and trashing this was a huge mistake because we want that back in our hand. I don't know why we did that. It was definitely wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the magic number is actually 5, which we just don't have another program to do. So I'd rather hit the Tithonium and then levy. So let's go ahead and do it. Host an install program onto here. So we get this. It's strength 4. That's 1 shorter than we wanted. We can just go ahead and take the credits in case we need them. And we can run R&D. We can also mad dash R&D, but that's a bit risky. That doesn't actually matter that much. There's nothing in our hand that's that good. So we lose to Firewall, we lose to Archer, we lose to another Bulwark. There's a couple things. It's an Architect, so that we can break. It's expensive, but we do have B.A.B.W. And they are spending money, which is really good too. So let's see if it's bad. It's a Hortum, that's perfect. This is an AI, so they can triple advance to keep us out. That's why we have our Cyber Cipher, but we actually want to overinstall our Cyber Cipher before we levy. Oh, that's clumsy too. 100% we needed to trash this. That's a huge mistake. Huge mistake. We at least got 3 points. Now they have money. Like this seems like a money deck, so they could be on punitive. Now it's another basically 6 credits to get into here, but we want to levy soon. I think we have enough money. Let's prepare for the levy. We don't want to levy now because then we'll have a few credits and they could punish us. They only have 3 cards in hand. So like the chance of them having like C-Source into close accounts into like economic warfare is actually kind of low. So let's keep the cards in here that we want to keep. So we want to keep one of these. We don't want to draw one of these. This is good to keep in our hand. And that's it. We can't pop this at instant speed. We can pop this at instant speed if we need to get 2 more credits. Oh, it's a shame. We have a tech trader on here actually. We probably should have just popped the Sports Hopper because that is worth money. So we could pop the Spy Camera here to get 2 more credits. Again, there's not much that punishes us when they have 1 click left. Like if they C-Source, they can't do anything after. So we don't have to pop the Spy Camera right away. If we pop the Spy Camera, they might be incentivized to draw. But that server 1 looks pretty secure. And the fact that we put this in the wrong spot. So what's that? That's probably an agenda. There's a reversed accounts. Oh, that's maybe an issue because they have a Brian Stinson. That also could be reversed accounts. It's a mean deck. Now, at least with Councilman, they have to res reversed accounts twice. They might not expect that. Actually, a couple times if we play all of these. That's kind of fun. Okay, I think we're going to Levy this turn. I think we want to pop this before. And Levy's out. We have a card draw card in hand. We have another SMC, which we can overinstall into Cyber Cypher. Still not great because we can't get out of the heap. And it looks like they got an Atlas. Just going to put them on 6 points. That's an issue. 100% that's an issue. But what else can we do? We can make this 5 strength, which is good. Because we can deal with this server. We know they drew reversed accounts, so we want to see what the top card of R&D is. If we want to... Let's get our hand size back up, huh? So let's use Kabonesa. Pull this up modifying code. We would host it on here. We're going to use this again. And that's free to get the Origami out. Now this is strength 5, which is really good. So we could, in theory, host this on here to get a strength 6. I don't know if we actually need the sure gamble here. That seems like overkill. Otherwise, we can draw all these cards, but that actually doesn't matter either. Can't draw that. Okay, well, let's install another net chip, I guess. So we have 2 more programs in our deck. We have another SMC. So actually, we can get to strength 8. We can contest this remote. I'm pretty sure that's a reversed accounts. I guess we have to go check. Oh, yeah, that's likely the reversed accounts. There's no other card they install advance, right? Like, they're probably not running vanilla 4-2, so I don't think we run this. I think it's almost definitely reversed accounts. I'm not going to run that. I don't know if they know we saw it, but that should change it. Let's go draw a lot of cards. Okay, so we only got 2 spy cameras, so let's hopefully get some more. We got a bunch more. Now, I think our money is probably good enough that we don't need to preemptively install our tech trader. Our technical writer. So let's just get a bunch of these down. Yes, yes, yes. And now we can always click for 2 credits, 3 when we put this down. Maybe we lose right now. I really doubt it. They can make us lose 16 credits. We can always, they have to deal with Councilman though, and they didn't res it yet, so I hope they, if they try and reverse accounts us, yeah, we'll de-res that. It also gives us 2 credits, which is pretty great. We know it's reversed accounts, don't gotta run it. They didn't spend any money on it, but we actually gained 2 more credits to stop the reversed accounts, so we fought the reversed accounts. I think they did that on our turn, technically. It looks like they're just going for it. 6 strength. Okay. Well, do we have to deal with that? It's the interesting question. I think we go for it now. They have so little money. The question is, can we get this to 6 strength? Or to 8 strength? And I think we can. We pull 1 SMC onto this net chip. That puts us at 7. And then we install... Oh, we don't have enough MU. We just physically can't do 8 strength. Oh, that's an issue. There's not a lot of 8 strength ice in the game, and we found one of them. No matter what, let's look at the top card of R&D. It's a global food initiative. Oh man, if we had another Mad Dash in this deck, we'd probably win. So 6 strength's probably good enough. That beats Archer, that beats Tithonium. I think we can just run R&D, hopefully find another agenda, maybe win. We also have a lot of money in hand. Let's go. 3 bad pub. Expensive ass breaker, but good enough. There's the Archer. So we break Archer for some money. So 2, 4, 6. It's either we pay 2 or they gain 2. It matters more how much money we have because we're playing around Brian Stinson, so they can gain 2. This is an expensive run. But again, we can pop these for 3 apiece. We can pop this for 3 credits. And again, it matters more how much money we have than how much money they have. There's a chance that we could win here. Global food off the top. Okay, let's look at the next card. Please be good. What? Oops. What? Oh, no. Oops. Oh, I clicked it. Close prompt. Yeah, I totally forgot. You can click. This card has a different ability. I never realized that. I don't think that's worth anything to our deck. It's an IPO. Okay. So now our goal this turn is to have as much money as we can. Because we're going to lose a lot of it. And even if they do Brian Stinson, I don't think it's that bad. Like, it doesn't stop the fact that they can't guard R&D appropriately against Spy Camera. Do we run this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We just don't have MU. We need like one console in here. A single console probably will do as well. Oh, we have this here. I forgot this was here the whole time. Oops. Let's just gain some money. Put this down. This technically is worth it. We can also pop our self-modifying code for 1 credit. They realized Brian Stinson on our turn. Whose turn is that on? Yours. Oh. Okay. So it's on our turn. So we'll just de-res that for 1 credit. Yeah, fine. Cool. Wait, do we not get... Oh, that's not a trash ability. I was totally wrong. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm thinking of Polop. Yeah, no, that was dumb. I said that before. Yeah, this is not actually a trash ability like Political Operative was that came in the same pack. So this is just a de-res ability. I thought we were getting money doing that. I think there was the other time we did that where we said we gained 2 credits by de-resing this. It's not at all true. Super subtle. It just doesn't have the symbol. Oh, just start, if you start your turn, it should be fine with it. Yeah. That's how Councilman works, right? Yeah, it's only per turn. Okay, so how bad is this? We're gonna lose 16 credits. Cool, it says waiting for you to resolve install triggers. Oh, weird. You can close prompt. I'm not sure why. Okay. So if they do pop this and they do their math wrong, we can pop this, 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 and this to have more. So they actually have to like heavily overdo it. Ace, right? Like, if they pop this, we have paid ability windows that we can react. So it depends how over they do it. Like, if they do this now, we lose 16. We go to 3, we can actually recover. I think they have to advance that once or twice more. We can pop this, 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 and this. So, okay. What? Oh, hold on. So yeah, they would have Brian, so we're gonna react like it was proper. Oh, they have stock buyback. Okay. Well, after you pop the reversed, I'd not let you, Brian. Are we cool? Yeah, as soon as they pop that, we would just basically pop for 3. And on the top, it was a beanstalk, I believe. I didn't spend enough time. So worried about other stuff. Okay, so we need to trash this to get on R&D. That saves us like, what, 2 credits? It's actually not worth it. I think we can maybe want to run HQ, but we actually want to get our money up at this point. We don't have a lot of things to install, so most of our money is actually in our trashable cards, which is a bit unfortunate. There is 2 more cameras in our deck, which we will find at some point, so I think we just want to click for credits. Because if they do install advanced reversed accounts, no, it's not that good, and we know they don't have one just yet. So I think we can just set up a bit, get some cards out of our hand so that we can game day next turn. And again, we have 3, 6, 9, okay, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 credits like laden on the table, which is really cool. I think we can just install this to get the 3 credits from it. So they're drawing a beanstalk. They are on 6 points, right? Like, they chopped like the next hostile. They might see this as a cloth threat. It's not. If you count MU, it's not. We don't know what that card in server 1 is. Uh-oh. Oh, it's another reversed accounts. There's no other card. Like, they're running Oaktown, so there's no other card that this would be. as far as I'm concerned. It's another standoff. We don't really need that. Doesn't do much for them, but we can always trash or councilman to prevent them from getting the effect. So I think actually we want a game day here again. We have another game day under here, so we could diesel first, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. We don't want to really install any of these things. Technically, if we install Chameleon, it's kind of like clicking for a credit in some really abstract way, but let's just get more cards. That's good. This keeps our train going, and this is more money too. So if they reverse to counts us, we can also recover. We have more money on the table. All good. So they really have to overdo it here, and they're spending clicks and credits on this, and we can always bounce up. This is still in our turn, so there's no point derezzing it. I thought we were getting credits before, that's why we were doing it. Oh, we actually can't pop this. We can't pop our sports hopper because it doesn't draw us anything. It doesn't actually change the game state. Wow. So we lost all our money. Doesn't matter, they can't Brian Stinson. It is annoying. There's a Tithonium on top. No surprise, they have one agenda in hand, so if they install advance in here, we just gotta make sure that we see everything, right? And we have to click up for credits, so we can't pop this. If we levy, it's also kind of bad. If we pop these, we get 6 credits, which is pretty good. If we levy, we're back to Brian Stinson range. But we want to levy. We also want to overinstall this. It's not that useful here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 strength. That's such an issue. Ah, that's a bummer. So what do? We can always like trash the self-modifying code to install self-modifying code to gain a lot of money, technically, right? Once we're set up. Right? This looks dumb, but in theory we can pop our self-modifying code for the last self-modifying code after we levy, and then when we trash this we get 3 credits, and when we install it we get some amount, like similar to 3 credits, not exactly 3 credits. I also think we might want to install this before we levy, but we're Kabonesa, so it doesn't actually matter. And we'll keep 1 on the table. And next turn we'll levy after we use our last spy camera, so we can just click for a credit here and play the control game. And you see how quickly we recovered from 0 credits? That's why this sort of like tech trader spy camera business is very, very good. I totally forgot what we saw. Oh, I'm pretty sure, yeah. If they install advance, that's a standoff. That's fine. We actually trash this. Because I don't think they'll trash a card. If they do, it's fine. It just doesn't give them 5 credits on a card draw. And we don't want to make sure they don't have card draw because we need to see the top card of their deck every time. It's Oaktown renovation. Oh, GG, we win. We win the game. There's no tricks, there's no shuffle effects. This costs 2, 4, 6, 8. That is it. We can just pop this. Run, R&D. This, we have 7 MU. Let's go for the full break. This is only 2. We don't want them to shuffle, of course. And this is another 2. And that is the 7th point. We maybe want another Mad Dash. And that's a good game. And we finally pulled it off. Wow. This actually kind of works. This feels a lot like Spy Camera Haley. Good. Thanks for the game, eh? We could recover pretty easily from the reversed accounts, which is that's like a really scary card. Brian Stinson is doing really well in the meta right now. He's very scary, but the fact that we have credits on the table, and basically once we're set up, everything we do gains us, like every click that we do gains us 2 or 3 credits. And that's really cool. I think this fact that you can pull Origami and start with a 14 card hand size from turn 1 in Kabonesa might actually be a big deal. And I think Savernia Stim Implants might be a more like easy way to do this deck. It lets you have more flexibility, perhaps with the Breaker Suite. Maybe that's not entirely true. And that's kind of really cool. You could also maybe switch these net chips out for like Q coherence chips. It gets difficult when you trash things if you do need to trash things like self-modifying code late game, so maybe that's actually just strictly bad. But once you have an engine, it's pretty cool. See the top card of R&D, run R&D, be able to contest remotes. Now, ice of strength 8 or higher is an issue. If you want to deal with that, maybe you can swap in or slot in one to Kobe, a card like that, which is actually really cool. But otherwise, proof of concept. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. We're streaming Thursday, 8:45 Eastern. I would love to have you drop by. Ciao.